My name is Demi, and this is my channel, Demzwordz. Thank you so much for joining me. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you find this information useful and resonates with you. And I am definitely opening up the forum for all older women who date younger men and younger men that date older women. Please join in, comment. I would appreciate the input. So today, the topic is going to be the cons of dating a younger man. Also, I need to put out the disclaimer, I am not a dating or relationship expert. I don't have any expertise in this. My only expertise is in dating younger men. I would say I've been doing it for more than 10 years now, and I'm just basically, having an open conversation, an open, honest conversation about my personal experiences. So, some of the cons for dating younger men. I think one of the first cons that I can think of is basically they lack experience. They lack life experience in a lot of different things. And sometimes, if you're 50 years old and they're 25, 30 years old, there may be things that they haven't done that they want to still do, and you are at a point in your life where you have already done it and you are not interested in doing it. For me, that was something that came up some quite often. And then another thing that I also saw is like, you don't have the same interests, right? So I don't know if that would be considered the same or a separate con, right? But, and just to give you an example, I did date someone who liked video games. And I have no problem with you playing your video games. I could care less. I actually am not a very controlling person. So you have your hobbies, you have your things that you want to do. More power to you. Go do it. Have fun. But I don't want to play video games. I don't want to learn how to play them. I don't want to invest not a dime in them. So with one person, I can see where this was an issue because, and I get it. He loved the video games. He was passionate about it. He would like give me the whole backstory and show me and tell me why this is so cool and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, great. It sounds great. But then he wanted me to play it with him. And I'm too. So, and it's funny because once someone gets to know me, they'll learn that I actually don't like games at all. And someone will be like, "Oh, you don't like games?" I was like, "Yeah, no, I don't. I don't even like. I don't know why. I think that I just don't want to commit that kind of time to playing a game. And I don't know, this might be very telling in my personality in general. my I guess I do have commitment issues, but yeah, so even like card games, life, Monopoly, things like that, when people want to play the board games and stuff, and I'm like, oh no, I'll watch. I don't want to sit there and commit that time. I don't know what it is, I just don't like them. I don't like playing games. So sometimes the video games are interesting because they almost seem like a movie and I could get into it a little bit. But yeah, that's something I particularly am not interested in in putting any of my effort or extra time in doing. I don't have a problem if the person I'm with, that they enjoy that. I don't expect me and the person that I'm dating to like everything and that we have to do everything together. So, I don't know. So anyway, that was one thing, right? And that's like you may not have the same interests. You may not like the same music. You may not like going to the same type of events together, right? I like the opera, and maybe, the person I'm dating thinks it's like the worst thing ever to have to do, you know. So, we may not like the same thing. I mean, I like different music bands and things like that. I actually don't like going to concerts anymore, just because of the crowds and stuff like that. So that might be another thing, right? About like, I'm older, I've already gone to concerts, I've done those kind of things, and I'm not really interested in doing it anymore. So that could be, like I says, I feel like that's, a thing about I've had certain life experiences and I've kind of feel like I'm good. you know, I'm good with that. There's things that I still haven't done that I want to do, and that could be potentially something that I would do with someone else, or there may be something that that person has done and that I've never had a chance to do, and I would like to go and do it. I'm not saying I'm against opposed to trying new things. I love trying new things. But it's like if I've already done it and I feel like, okay, been there, done that, I don't really feel like I need to buy a t-shirt or do it again. And that person, may still want to do it. So that could, create a little bit of a problem, right? And the other thing is that there also may not be experienced enough to know how to do things. And this is where you can see the difference when you date an older man. When you date an older man who knows how to like make a reservation, and I'm not saying that younger men don't, but sometimes they don't. Like they don't think that far in advance, because they haven't had that life experience to teach them. Okay, like you're asking a woman out on a date, and you want to impress her, and then you want to go and make a reservation, and like make plans. Even though I find that this is a dying art, that I don't even know if older men are doing it, right? People don't even want to date anymore. But suffice it to say, at least I feel that if there's a man who is 50 years old, my contemporary in age, he has actually taken a woman out on a date and knows how to do it. Like, I feel like the younger generation, they just don't even know what dating is because no one seems to be doing it. Going out for a cup of coffee, meeting at Starbucks, or for a drink, seems to be at the what a first date now is. I'm not even sure if people even are even doing that. It's like you do like a video chat, and then you're supposed to be, okay, we're good, let's go and meet up and have sex. So I don't know. I think that is a problem, right? When you are dealing with someone who is from a younger generation and there seems to be different expectations of what dating is versus someone from an older generation that has a different expectation as well. So that could be a clash right there. And that is a drawback. That is a drawback. That is a con of dating someone who's younger and doesn't even realize that this is, not what, a woman of my generation expects for a date. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I would love to hear from the younger men out there and see what they think. And, I would love to hear from older women who've dated younger men who at least, who didn't have that issue. Like, and this is not for everybody. This is not everyone. But I do feel that this is a valid con, So like I says, it's like you have different interests, different experience level, and that could present a problem, right? So what was another one? Oh, not financially stable. So, if the younger man is just getting established in his career, maybe coming out of college, has a roommate, is paying off student loans, still, entry level salary, could be a con if you have a different lifestyle and financial expectation. And like I had told before, I had a little bit of a problem with that with one person, and he's young, and there was nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with that, nothing wrong with him. but that can be a little bit of a roadblock or an obstacle, that if someone wants to continue to date, right? If an older woman wants to continue to date a younger man in that situation, then there may have to be compromises made, because this person is just not capable of, let's say, providing for you the way that you want to be provided for, right? And, I'm not talking about supporting you. I'm talking about if you want to go to a five-star restaurant and this is just not in his budget, you have to be realistic. And I'm not saying that's me, but I'm just saying in general, you want to go to a nice place, and that could be also the other thing is like an older woman who has been wined and dined and used to going to like really expensive, nice restaurants. And then, you go out with a younger guy and maybe he's taking you out to like, I mean, not McDonald's, but this is McDonald's. We're never going to, but just like not going to a decent place, or, I mean, it could be also like, neighborhood bar, which is fine. I like pubs and things like that. We don't always have to go to the most, fancy exclusive place, but, sometimes you do. Sometimes you want to go to a really nice place, and so that can be a drawback. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, because you can be, as an older woman, exposing him and to a different world and to different things, and if he's a person that wants to learn and grow, that would be actually, it can be beneficial, but at the same time it may not be in his budget because financially he may not be able to afford that, so that's one aspect, right? Because like I said, I even like traveling, right? Maybe you want to travel with your companion, your boyfriend, and and I guess this doesn't necessarily have to be age, right, related, because you could literally just make more money than the person, and then you want to travel and they just can't afford it, or they can't take the time off from work. Sometimes I think this is more like when it's entry level. If someone just started a job, they just don't have that flexibility and things like that, and they can't take off the same kind of time that you can, where, you might be, if you're dating an older man, he may have that flexibility where he can be like, okay, I could take 2-3 weeks off and let's go to Italy, and, and don't worry about the bill, the tab. He's got it covered. He's paying, for the airfare and things like that. So, there can be differences with that as well. Not always, right? Because there could be younger men who are very well off and doing well for themselves. So that's not always the case, but it can be potentially a problem. Oh, this is a big one. The younger man may just be crazy about you. You have the best relationship. You don't have a problem in any other area, let's say sexually, emotionally, going out. You love spending time together. But you are a secret in his life. His parents don't know about you. His friends don't know about you. His coworkers don't know about you. You are this mystery woman in his life. They may not even know there's a woman in his life. So and this is one of those weird things, because you say to yourself, okay, I can see when you first start dating someone where, okay, we're not going to go and make a proclamation to the world, I'm going on a date with so and so. Okay, I get it, because I'm not going to go out here and tell everybody I'm dating somebody. But once you're spending a lot of time with the person, it's kind of like, okay, you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I met somebody, I'm talking to someone, we're spending time together, and then people start realizing, oh, there he's dating someone, and then okay, maybe still, you may not have to disclose, oh, she's an older woman. You don't have to disclose anything, really. You don't have to tell people anything about your business, but you can be like, at some point, if you are actually seeing someone for a long time, at some point you would feel like, okay, this is going to be a conversation with your family or your friends or your best friend or something. It's like, oh no, I'm going to be with so and so this weekend. I'm going to their houses, and then the normally your family member, your friend, your mother, whatever, is going to say, oh, who is this? And you'll be like, oh, she's this person, that, whatever. And then I can see, okay, there may be like the barbecue, the birthday party, the whatever, and someone says, oh, if you're seeing this person, why don't you tell her to come? But like I said, you may just be a secret. And then it becomes like, okay, well, when am I going to be, I feel like, okay, if you're past the point of casual and you are like in, this is not a situationship, this is a relationship. Okay, the secret needs to be out of the bag already. Let's let's just put it out there. And so and then that becomes, okay, maybe this is a conversation about why am I a secret? Like, I get it in the very beginning, and I get it. People judge when I have, I get little snarky comments from, certain people in my life, about, when they make a comment about, oh, is this person age appropriate? you know, or are you, and this could be another con, right, from dating from a younger man, is dealing with the other people's judgment of you, when people judge you, right? Because and I know, like, my friend, she doesn't, I don't care what she says because it's funny, and I know my friend, she doesn't really judge me, but she still does make the little comments, and it'll be like, what was it she just told me the other day? It's like, oh yeah, because you got to be changing his diaper, and I'm like, well, no, and so you do get that, and that has to be something that you have to be okay with it. Because when, first of all, you can be this person's secret because they don't want to be judged by their family members or their friends or whatever. So I think that's more of a serious problem, just because um, you can't control how another person is going to act. I mean, you can try, but I'm to the point in my life, I'm not trying to do that. So I just think that the person either has to man up at some point and just be like, listen, this is who I'm dating, this is the person I'm spending time with. And if they don't do that, then maybe it is a reason to end things. Because, like, to me, it's like, if someone's embarrassed about me, then I don't really want to date you. And but at the same token, like, I may have my family or my friends say something, and and I, first of all, I don't necessarily have to have an argument with my friends or family about it. They can make their little jokes or whatever, as long as that person's not there with me, because then I find that disrespectful. But I can take it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care what other people think or say, because I'm gonna live my life for me. I'm not interested. You could do whatever you want to do, but I'm gonna live my life for me. So, but yeah, but that is a con. That's a con. That's something that you're gonna have to deal with, or you may deal with it. I don't know if you have to deal with it, but you may deal with it. So, oh, okay, and this is gonna be the last one, because I actually already brought up about not having the same interest in music or whatever. So the last one that I'm gonna bring up um, that it's a pro and it's a con. And this is what I'm saying. Dating a younger man sexually can be really, really good. They do have, they're not always, but usually could be in better shape, have better stamina. Um, they're in their prime a lot of times. Their life, if they're leading a healthy lifestyle and things like that, because that always can be a factor, right? You can date someone who is younger, who is not eating right, not exercising, not taking care of themselves, and then you can date someone who is older that is eating right, exercising, and is in better shape, you know. Like I said, I have a male best friend and he's, I don't know, 40, and he is, he's in better shape than a lot of 20-year-olds. So, that also varies. But what I'm saying is, it's like, you can be with a younger man, obviously, and the sex can be great, and they have a lot of stamina, and they want a lot of sex. So that could be a pro. That could be definitely a pro, but sometimes it could be a con. And sometimes a lot of something is too much. you know, I, Sometimes 5 times in a day is too much. And I don't think that being 50, or even if you're a woman 25, I don't know if, like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, sometimes it could be a little bit too much, And, hey, every so often you want to be like, okay, let's go, or whatever. But there's sometimes I need to sleep. I need to get my rest. like, so, I don't know. You take it as you will, I'm just putting it out there. Sometimes it could be a pro, sometimes it could be a con, but it is a real thing. So anyway, I would love, love, love to hear from you all. I think that this topic, it's like we could have so many different discussions about it. Right now we're just doing, I'm basically doing like overgeneralization of like all of these different, aspects of older women and younger men. And, granted, not every older woman is the same, and not every younger man is the same. And, it really can, be different, between every couple. So that's why I would actually love to hear from other older women who are dating younger men, married to younger men, in long-term relationships with younger men. Have you faced any of these cons with dating this younger man or being involved with this younger man? And then how did you overcome them? Because they're not insurmountable. You can get around it. So I would just love to hear from from both parties, the younger men, the older women. Please comment, subscribe, hit that like button, and I will try to continue to put out as much content on this subject. Have a great day.